Assalamualaikum and hello. In this video, I'm going to focus about how to sketch a graph of concentration versus time for specific reversible reaction. Let's try example 3 together with me. You have to sketch a graph to show the change in concentration of reactant and product with time for this reaction, and you have to describe your graph. So the first part, you have to sketch the graph, and the second part, you have to describe. What does it mean by describe? It means that there will be explanation in your answer. And when you want to explain, you have to use words. So let's go to the first part. We are going to sketch a graph for this reaction. When you want to sketch a graph, you have to make sure your graph has y-axis and x-axis. So how do you want to start? You have to know that the first step, give the title for your graph. So our title is going to be graph of concentration versus time. And after that, you have to label the axis. For y-axis, your axis is going to be concentration. And make sure you put the units for the concentration is molar. And the x-axis will be time. And the units for time usually in second. What's next? We are going to draw the graph based on species given. Dan konsep yang paling penting awak kena lihat, the equation must balance. So you got on your left is your reactants and on your right adalah your product. So how you want to do that? I'm going to do for reactant first. Kalau kita lihat, gandaan adalah antara SO2 dengan O2. In front of O2, you got coefficient 1. In front of SO2, you got coefficient 2. So what can you describe from here? Concentration of SO2 decrease 2 times than concentration O2. So kita faham konsep bila reactant dia akan berkurang, bila produk dia akan bertambah when chemical reaction takes place. So how you want to describe the sketching? I'm going to draw for O2 first sebab dia hanya ada gandaan coefficient 1 sahaja dekat depan. So I will start from any point. So I'm going to start from here. And then reactants dia akan keep decreasing. The first line for oxygen, it starts from here and then decreasing and then keep constant. So this is for O2. The next one, let's try for SO2. As we know that concentration of SO2 decreased 2 times than oxygen. So, of course, the line will be below here. So I'm going to take from any points. For example, I take it from here and then it will go down and then keeps constant. So this is the value for concentration SO2. As you see here, concentration of SO2 decreases 2 times compared to O2. So settle for the reactant side. Now we go to for the product SO3 and the coefficient in front of it is 2. So macam mana kita nak draw the sketching for SO3, our product? It will start from here because when chemical reaction takes place, you have to know that produk belum terhasil. Sebab tu kita akan start from 0. And after reactants react together, dia dah berkurang and produk pun terhasil. So we will start from 0 point. And after that, I'm going to draw a bit higher than concentration O2 because this is the product. And what can we show here is going to start from here, going up, and then stay constant. So this is going to be the sketching for SO3, your product. And from here, you know that when you do the sketching for the reactants, it means that rate of forward reaction keeps decreases. And then when you do the sketching for the product SO3, the rate of reverse reaction increases. So that's how you want to describe by using example 3. And after that, you see here the concentration of all species. it's in horizontal line at certain point, di mana we know that kita mula daripada sini, so you have to label this certain time. I use dotted red line and I label as TA. So this is what we call as the time of equilibrium, because we know that all three species will achieve dynamic equilibrium after their concentration remain constant after TA. So inilah yang dinamakan graph of concentration versus time. And when you do the sketching, you don't need the value. Now settle for the first part where you've done with drawing the graph of concentration versus time. And then continuing with the second part where you are going to describe the graph that you sketch. So from here, I'm going to divide into two areas. This is going to be area 1 and this is going to be area 2. So how to do that? We discuss area 1, which we call it at the beginning of the reaction, where the concentration of SO2 and O2 decreases with time, and of course the rate of forward reaction decreases, as you see from line warna pink dan line warna hijau. And the next point, you have to know that the concentration of SO3, your product, increases based on purple line with time, and the rate of reverse reaction increases. So itulah apa point yang awak perlu describe at area 1. For the next one, you have to describe at area 2 and we call it as at dynamic equilibrium. Maknanya dia sudah achieve dynamic equilibrium after time A. And what will happen at TA, concentration of SO2, O2 and SO3 become constant. So kita akan ambil point untuk TA berdasarkan sketching awak bermula pada semua spesies dapat line yang mendatar, iaitu horizontal line. It means constant. So the second point, there will be no further change in concentration versus time after TA. And you have to understand this is reversible reaction. It means that reaction does not stop and will obey one last requirement for dynamic equilibrium, where rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction. So these are the points that you have to use and write when describing the graph that you sketch. And make sure you sketch the graph with correct drawing and with the correct sketching for their coefficient. Benda yang paling penting adalah you have to make sure the equation given is balanced or not. So settle for sketching graph of concentration versus time. I leave it to you. The exercise, try this 1.0 so that you can practice how to write equilibrium expression for all these following reactions. And try this 2.0, you can try to calculate the value for equilibrium constant for this type of reaction between CO plus H2 reversible CH3OH. I hope you can try this one. So settle for our first subtopic. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.